Welcome back, guys. We have now have started printing the Mandalorian mask. As you can see, it's going to watch Star Wars. It's basically a person. I still don't know what he actually is. But now we can show you some of our guns we have printed.
These are from Fallout, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fallout 14, I think.
Okay, which one's your favourite gun? Out of the two of them, on the finish. Show the guns.
I don't know.
Which one do you think looks better?
The sounded down one.
This one?
Yeah.
Why does that one look better?
Has a scope.
Yeah, but I'm talking the finish.
Oh, the finish. This looks more like a shotgun than a pistol.
Okay, so this one is printed in one piece.
And it's his son's favourite.
Yeah, that would be him. So this one...
And please buy some printer poop.
Printer poop. He loves printer poop.
Printer poop.
It's a good idea, actually, right? So we're printing this Mandalorian mask, and he wanted it. What you chose the colours,
Yeah.
and he wanted this distressed look. So we've done the infill to be, flushed in the infill of the.
Look at the camera.
Yeah. So we flushed the infill with the red and everything like that to save filament, obviously, but also to give it this distressed look. So, because obviously all the battle masks. So part one of the helmet is done.
Hello guys, we're back. English time, I think it's 11.
Something like that. And part one of the helmet is done.
That's it. Tomorrow morning I'll come back and we'll
It's
take
a little bit wobbly there.
We'll take the clips off, like all the stabilisers.
Oh, we'll take it off now. Oh, you heard the clips in the morning.
No, I want to do it now.
Okay.
Welcome back, guys. You can see, it needs a little bit of sanding, but we did make it, hopefully with no mistakes, but a couple jams. And we're trying, if you look over here, it's just a little note we're making. We're trying to print the cap. So this will come first, the top. And if I just show you, this is the pen we're going to be gluing it together with. It's basically like when you are gluing pieces of paper together, you're just doing that with plastic. You outline it, you stick it on, and it's done. So, see you in the morning, guys. We're just going to chop all of these off in the morning.
So what are we printing now?
The cap.
You're printing the top part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this needs a little sanding down.
That needs some sanding. How are the supports coming off?
Good.
That's not too bad, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lines and that which need sanding.
This
But
and
we're
that.
printing on supports. So we're now going to print this cap. What is the time now?
I don't know.
It says it's 8.5 hours. And it is 10 to 11 at night. Way past your bedtime. So we're going to set the print to go. And 8.5 hours is when from now?
It's 11, so no.
By the time it's warmed up, it's going to be about 7:30 in the morning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll come out in the morning.
At 7 o'clock. And we'll start recording.
Yeah.
So, see you later.
So, it is the morning. It is 9 o'clock in the morning, the following morning.
Sorry we didn't come back at 7, like we said.
Well, someone came in and checked on the print, didn't they?
Yep.
But
Helped myself.
the print is literally just finished, hasn't it?
Yep.
We'll show that in a minute.
Yep.
But what he's been itching and why he came in at 7 o'clock this morning is because he wants to get the supports off. So
I did a lot.
Yeah.
I have.
You have done quite a lot. That is the beeping from the printer saying, I've finished, and I wanted everyone to know. So he's putting the supports off, and we've finally got the supports so they're no longer welded. to the model, but unfortunately we're back to having a line. Now this is the best balance we could get. It's not great for production, it needs a lot of finishing, but it's solid and it hasn't got any holes in it. So while he carries on taking, do you want to show the bottom of the helmet? Okay, so on this top edge, right, this is the finished edge, which the printer's finished. Now that we want to be exactly the same where it mates here as the finished edge on the printed helmet. So in my wisdom I thought we'll pop it down, we'll pop that side dead flat on the base. Hope it's come out all right, but we'll see. There has been a printing error. If I can just take the camera for a moment.
Don't make them sick.
Okay, so here's the helmet. I dropped the camera, but here's the helmet. Now what we did with this one was we actually modified it in Blender, and as you can see the extrusion didn't work very well, so it's good enough. It's good enough to stick the stripe on, but obviously all of this ghastly holes need to be 100% filled in. When it came over from Blender, when it was sliced, it all looked okay, but for some reason something's happened, so we'll give it a look.
Also, just to let you know, the camera has stopped working, so we have to go in the garage and see it. We can't just show you from the side.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. You're like my Debbie McGee, and I'm Paul Daniels. Huh? But I'm not like Paul Daniels, really, am I? But he's right. So the camera up here stopped working last night, and I see that I've got a little red light on. I should have to find out what that is. But on the Creality Cloud app, the camera stopped working. But it might also have something to do with, I was looking at other playbacks.
And it might be the nozzle again.
No, the nozzle's fine. That's actually quite smooth. I have to say that is actually really good. We've got a little bit of, I mean, if that was the top, I would be really annoyed. But where I've taken the centerpiece out, that could possibly do with a bit of wet and dry or paint finishing. You know, even though it's not painted. That's actually not come out too bad. Okay, quite happy with that.
Welcome back, guys.
Yeah, so we're just having a quick look at the helmet. I've taken it off the bed, and yeah. So could my glamorous assistant just hold the camera there, please?
Okay.
Without going crazy. Cool. Okay.
Don't get it on your cuts.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll try not to.
It's like corn
So
syrup.
this is, can you see that? It's isopropanol alcohol. After a print, you just want to give it a little wipe down. Oh, I can feel the vapours going into my cut. Ooh.
I'm just here so he doesn't swear.
I'm not at work now. But yes, so
My glamorous assistant.
so now what we're going to do, thank you very much. Get back to work.
Why?
We're now printing the stripe which goes across here, because I had such disappointment with the jamming and everything like that, so I thought I'd cut the model and sorry about that, darling.
That's good.
And also when you look at the wastage,
Yeah.
you know,
Please buy some friends, please.
let's not do the printer poop, okay? Give you an idea, that's how much poop there was and bits and bobs. All right, there's a few strands from where it was purging out the blue that was in there before, but yeah, I haven't exactly got small hands, and where is he? But this is going to make something nice. I don't know. We might make a mould and resin it in, or something like that. Something a bit crazy. Make a tabletop or something. That'll look nice with all the yellows as well. But one thing that will be is lots and lots of waste from your 3D printing. So that's alright. But it's PLA, or polylactic acid, which comes from a renewable resource called vegetables.
And that's Dad's favourite vegetable.
Yeah. So, as therapeutic as that is, really need to just let that go. Because what I wanted to show you was on the underside. Now, as you can see, my blender modelling didn't quite work out, didn't translate very well into the actual helmet. Now, this is, even though this is printed in colour, it's still going to need a sand, but it's going to be fine afterwards because we've got wet and dry. And we used to... No. That's the bar. Oh, bless you. Alright, he wanted to take the bar off on the front, which goes in front of the mouth of the Mandalorian. But, oh, hello, we're going to get a modelling session.
Bah.
Oh, there we go. So let's hope that's going to be the right height, because the cap goes on. Right, okay, I'm going to pause this video just in a second, but I just want to show you that centre strip is absolutely unattached at all. You're going to have to do some thickness modifiers and things like that. Okay, or I can have a go and maybe post a revised STL. Okay, but printing in single colour is definitely the way, because I can't help but think there's another half a helmet there. But yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye, see you in a bit. Hello and welcome back. So,
Tobias here.
Tobias there.
And my father here.
Behind the camera. I'm having to hold the camera because my assistant
Has failed.
failed. He's just having a moment. So we pulled the supports out, and I have to say that is the fastest support session I think ever. There's a couple on the side there. Oh, if I hold the thing, you got the pliers, side cutters here. It's just going to take them off. I have to say, I need to find out what I changed the support settings to, because
this came up very well.
Yeah,
Smoothly. I'm actually very proud of it.
yeah, I would be. It's a good choice. So you can see the supports had to be there for those little nuggins there. So the technique Tobias is using is just to basically twist it a little bit.
I look like an egg shape.
Okay, do you want to put the base bit on first? No, put the base bit on your head first.
Okay. This one?
Yeah. And then put the helmet on top. Hold on, other way round. That way round. Now lift that up. Can you lift it up? And let's see. You need to face the camera, darling. Okay, hold that bit still. It's roughly about there, and it's going to be roughly the right height. So yeah, we'll get that ready for tonight. Okay, no worries. Right, well, it looks like I better get back to work. And
the egghead has came off.
The egghead. Oh, the egg cap. Yeah. Oh, she's finally finished doing settings. So it does all its AI settings. No such thing as AI. But now it's going to start printing the yellow stripe that goes in here.
And to fix the egghead.
Well, stripy egghead. Right. Okay. So we're going to get back to work, and we'll see when the stripe's finished. I'm going to glue this together, and see you when we got the stripe.
Bye.
Nice. Bye.
Welcome back, guys. Now this has finished. Like, we will put it on here, but now if you know English time, it will be about lunch time, but we just had it. So now the last step is gluing it together. It was just a little note to let you guys know. So yeah, so we'll take this off the base plate, let's get the snips, take some supports off, and yeah, put the mask together.
Okay, and the next part of this video will be us assembling the mask.
Yes.
And stripping it down. But as you can see, we are now there, and hopefully you enjoy the final product. Okay, so now it's just me, and we've got the helmet. This is the top part. Unfortunately, printing on top of the supports creates that nice lovely mess. So yeah, that's why you always do it on the inside, but that doesn't feel too bad. We've taken out the supports and everything that were in there, and this is now going to be put on like this, and it doesn't look too bad, to be fair. Now, as you all know, you can super glue it, but because there's nothing on the inside, when I sliced it off in Blender, the bit on the inside didn't take, so we're going to have to use a little welding pen and bond it on. But first thing we're going to do, we're going to glue it in situ, clamp it, and then we will weld it. Okay, and hopefully I can show you that going on. Okay, so we are going to get it nice and central there. Hasn't gone quite to plan, let's put it that way. And we shall give it a little dab of glue there. Little dab of glue there, and hopefully that should stick it in place just enough so on the underside we can weld a load of filament in. So unplug the kettle. Now this is a little thing that I got from Amazon. Plug it in the right hole, not the filament hole. Again, not plugging them, but we got PLA selected there. You can choose ABS, just different temperature and flow rates, all preset. So now we'll heat it up. The last thing that was printed was red, so I need to flush it through. What am I going to flush it through on? Oh, look at this. Now, I would say, in fact, do you know what? We're going to use yellow on that, just in case it leaks through. So I'll just get my yellow out the CFS. I'll switch that printer off now. And I use a spool holder, right? Or you could use something like this, like an old camera mount. So one of these old bendy camera mounts. You take this bit off the end, yeah, the actual clamp clip type thing. If you take that off the end, and what you can do is, unfortunately you can't see it, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to send a picture in a bit, but you clamp it to the side of your workbench. Like this. As you can see, it's clamped to my workbench, turned on there. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put the filament roll the other way round. So if I go like that, then that should be like that. Bend it like that so it doesn't fall off. And then that will go in there, push the button, and she'll feed through. But rather than it getting jammed up and all tangled and everything like that, this will automatically pull it off the roll like that. So, it's getting warm in here. Sort my seat out. Come on. Whenever you're ready. See, it's got to purge all the old filament out. We'll just do that first so we get a nice yellow. It's good to use the same colour as what you were using to actually make the mould. So push that. Here's your flow speed on it. That's your speedy speed. Your touch and go. So we'll come back over to the crafty bit. Hopefully you guys can see okay there. All I'm going to do, has this stuck? No, not very well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to touch that there. Oh, that looks a bit rubbish. But the main thing is it stays still. Well, you get your first line in. So it's on the underside. And you're just gonna anyone that's done stick welding, very similar to that. I wasn't very good at that either. So my colleagues say anyway. All we're doing is sealing that hole there. You know, that front doesn't look great. So what we can do, if I can find one, is find a little metal rule. Oh, of course that fell down. Now this probably isn't the way you're supposed to do it, but for me, I'm not Mandalorian, and as far as I'm concerned, from what I remember from watching the Mandalorian, all their helmets are bespoke. So like I say, we'll clean all of that up when it's all fully dry. I mean, it is fairly dry now. But, we can just get a craft knife if we like. Just run it down there, run it flat across there. Yeah, that'll be cushy. It's just like pulling off supports, really. I'll have to pause this and we'll do that now. Okay, so we just want to clean this up, really. So what I've done is I've gone and got my little soldering iron there. Okay, well that's not seeming to work. I'm not going to push it in. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our heat gun. Everyone has to have a heat gun. Now, unfortunately, heat guns obviously are hot, so you're going to get a nice lovely bit of damage. So we don't use heat guns. So we're going to have to cut it. There's no other option. Does make me think that I need to design a tool that won't set light to my garage. Yeah. All right. I just got to find a knife. Okay, so theoretically, applying some heat and lifting it should have worked. Didn't. So now this is just a standard 24 TPI hacksaw blade. Senior hacksaw, not junior. And all I'm going to do is start taking it down. As you see, we applied some heat and that now needs sanding there. So I'm not happy with that. Gotta say, not my finest hour. And the point is, you just do it enough to just stab yourself in the finger. You don't really want to go through and scratch that. Scratch the green, really. Otherwise you're going to be doing filler and it won't be ready for tonight. It's like a bank job, this. Not that I've ever done a bank job. But at the moment we're not through to the green. So we're now here. Some reason the video didn't record. So we've got to the point now where we've done it all. We've got a yellow stripe on. There's a little bit of redness there. But I'm just gonna makes it unique for him, doesn't it? That's why you must always purge your filament. Okay, always purge your filament. So here we are. We are at this point now. How are we going to attach this? Right, okay, I know what we're going to do. We're going to get that and we're going to put a dot on it. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so now it's time. Swap filaments and purge. And we're going to tell this we want it to go into sleep mode. Okay, so we're going to wake that up and tell it to retract. Was the reason why I didn't want to print, why I got some red on my yellow. Which really disappointing, I've got to say. Yeah, watch out for the end, it's really hot. So it's still saying red because it's not ready yet. 190 degrees. When it goes to 210, it should 200, it should go green. Hey, and we can retract it. So I don't know how long this pen will last, but I do like it. It's lovely. So yellow is out, green is in. There you go, green's going in. Okay, here we go. Now I'm just purging at the moment. So you know, like old painters, they had their blotting mat, didn't they? So that's all that is. So we'll get this out of the way. We'll pop that there. We're just going to hold it together. I know, me holding it together. Oh, set it to retract. Sometimes that happens. Not a problem really. Now what I should have done was cut a little fillet in there. Now you 100% can't see in there, but I need to get this organised so I can
guys, we have just printed this and we put it together just for a little note, but I hope you enjoyed. This was the final result, so still
show them the helmet.
This was just a little note and we put it all together, and yeah, so it was just a little note.
Go and show them the front.
So please just like and subscribe. All we ask for. It's easy. And bye.
So, welcome back everyone. We finished printing the helmet. And this is the bit where I would say what I can do better. Other than get a different printer, use the correct filament rolls for the printer so it never ever jammed. Although, look back in the video to see how we managed to rectify the jamming issue. Although it is annoying to keep coming back. If you've got one of these, you're having that issue, have a look back at that. I'm going to do all the timings in the notes below. So what would I do different? Now, this, as you can see, the finish, it's not perfect, but for your own child's sort of like cosplay and a first attempt at a helmet, it didn't come out too bad, right? It's not professional grade yet. This bit here, where it had to be stuck on, as you saw in the video, I worked out in Blender, when I chopped everything in Blender, you need to put a thickness modifier on first. And then once you've got your thickness modifier, you've actually got the height detail or a Z detail, whatever, or thickness detail. Whereas this is just basically a shell of one line effectively. If you cut through one line, there's no thickness to it. So that's why it didn't bond. So on the revised version, I would 100% put a thickness modifier on before you start messing about with it. That's what I did when I did Tiggy, but I went to the play last night and found it was broken and wind caught it. But the positive thing with that is that I know my aerofoil section was well designed, because it just literally lifted up. It wasn't meant to fly, and otherwise I would have put spars in it and everything like that. But unfortunately the wings folded up and they had to be taped up. So I would have gone and fixed it first of all. But anyway, back to the helmet. So this stripe, if you're doing it commercially, right, because you're going to sort out your jamming issue, with no jamming in mind, you're going to use a lot of filament. So whatever your price would be, you want to account for at least a roll of green or a roll of your helmet colour, and quarter of a roll for the yellow, quarter of a roll for the red, not because that's how much is going on the helmet, but that's because how much is wasted in the purging and the colour change and everything like that. As you can see here, we filled the infill, you know, that bit that's in there, in between it to give it that rigidity. We filled that with the purging material, so you could build your wall thickness up, and that would get rid of that. Or you could just not purge the infill. Or, more interesting, you could print a small little item in the middle, and you could purge all your filament into that print in the middle. It would take longer, but you'd have 2 items to sell. This would be immaculate, and the item in the middle would be all multicoloured and really freaky, which would probably sell really, really well. So I would print it in one piece, or if you don't want to print it in one piece, then I would get a line down here, but doesn't matter what you do, you're always going to get that line. The other thing, little trick that I learnt when I was doing the laser pistol, if I can reach down here and get the laser pistol, oh, that hurts so much. I put little dowels in it, so you can use a Boolean modifier in Blender, and you get a rod and or a cylinder, and you stick it in that one, do the Boolean modifier. So for, is it difference? I think it's difference. The one on the right hand side, and that will create that. And then on the other side, you would make the hole on the other side, and then they could just slot together like dowels, like a dowel thing, and then you just super glue it. So for assembly, I would put something like that around here, yeah, all around the circumference where it joins here, and then you just slide them together, super glue it, and then that's going to be absolutely bang on. But you're always going to see a join line, so really print it in one piece and just suck the wastage. Like I say, one thing that might be worth experimenting is printing an infill object, which you can do in Creality Print or Orca. Don't know about the other slicers, but really I'm actually quite happy with that. This here is the seam line where it's basically welded on the inside. And in the video you saw me using a scraper just to flatten things out where his temple goes, you know, in his ears where they slide up, because you don't want them catching on a round object there. Obviously you trim all of the leftover wicks, just like in welding, trim them off. But all in all, for a 3D printed helmet, I don't think that's come out too bad. I quite like that. One little trick that I did find is that if you do get it where it leaks through, then use your side snips. Just use side snips, don't bother cutting and all of this, that, the other. Also, when you sand something down, use alcohol on it afterwards. It gets rid of all the white dust. Yeah, don't use heat, I found, because otherwise wedding rings got stuck. Otherwise you get this nice lovely little blobby look. PLA doesn't like it, even though it's PLA plus. And this is all in the sunlu range, not the yellow. The yellow is, ow, that really hurts. E-Sun we got was the yellow, because that was left over from making the tiger moth. So nice, quite bright and vibrant. Otherwise I'd pretty much do the same thing, you know. I'd have a different printer. I would print it in one piece, XY core printer, you know, the ones with the frame, you know, and they're all enclosed, and the bed moves up and down, so you don't get any of this, you know, jiggliness. For some reason it's something these don't do very well. I'm sure someone's going to say there's a setting. I'll be happy to know what the setting is. Other than that, he loves it, and that's all I did it for. So as a hobbyist thing, these are absolutely fine. But like I say, that jamming issue when you're using other people's rolls and this, that, the other. Oh, just look back through the video. I'm going to timestamp it and look in the notes below. Subscribe, comment along, share, please. Other than that, check out our next videos. We got other videos as well about the extruder and things like that for this crealityhi. As we find problems, we're gonna share them. We're gonna tell you. So let's say I, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I wouldn't buy it again, if I'm honest. So far, my experience would not entice me to buy one again. But sub 300 quid. I have noticed that the Anycubic has come right down in price. And that's worrying. But I haven't had one. I'd like to have one to test, to be honest. I would like to print one of these. Yeah, or my son wants, my other son, he wants a, Darth Vader helmet. So he wants one of those. So we're probably going to make a project on that. And you know the beauty of that? That's all one colour. So that will be coming up. I'm also going to put a link in to my website, which is vulcansrealm.com, where you can find many weird and wonderful things out, and just whatever's on my mind, really. I might do some inventions. There's a gravitation energy recovery system on there. There's all sorts of weird and wonderful things, which hopefully I'm going to be putting on the YouTube channel as well. So please go check that out. Also, my friend's got a website called visibees.co.uk for 3D printed objects. I'm not doing 3D prints anymore other than for fun, but he's doing it for his thing. So please go and support him. Check out his range and this, that, the other. And yeah, have fun. If you have been out and you've bought one of these crealityhi, then yeah, keep watching, because if you've got any issues as well, I'd happily see if I can replicate them on mine. And the same with the Creality print. We're also going to be doing some 3D modelling sessions, hopefully with Blender and the likes. But there's so much information out there already that I'll probably drop a link to where I found a solution rather than replicate making that video. So yeah, but the thing is that I'm sharing the knowledge. Okay, so have fun, take care of yourselves, don't touch the hot end, safety tip, and enjoy yourselves. Have fun 3D printing, and let's make some good stuff. I want to see your videos as well. Okay, it's not all about me. Share your videos down below, and when I say share your videos, 3D printed objects, no, yeah, you know what I mean. Don't put links to your different websites and stuff. I've actually got that feature turned off on YouTube, so hopefully those won't come along. But yeah, send me a message. I'll see if I can drop a comment in. Yeah, got to take a bit of protection with that, really, because there's so many scammers and spammers and stuff like that. But that's another story. This video is getting a bit long-winded, so enjoy yourselves, have fun, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Oh, one last thing. I told you I used that camera mount which you saw pop up in the last video. I had one of the bendy camera tripod type setup things, and when I'm doing my 3D pen stuff, I use this. Now if I come behind the camera, so I have to excuse me wobbling, I've got it set up here. So I just attach my 3D pen to the other end, and generally it just pulls it off. Not all the time, as you saw in the video. Sometimes it jams, normally when my son's standing on it, or leaning on it, or when I am. But that one's on there, so you've got 2 rolls. You could possibly even get a third on there, because there's a bit there, shape that. But generally, if you're using a 3D pen, that is a really, really good and helpful setup. So, again, have fun, take care, and enjoy making 3D prints. See ya.